Good Erev Shabbos, Gulf Manor Synagogue, and this Erev Shabbos of Parsha's Tetzaveh. I'm going to share with you an amazing idea on the Parsha and some exciting announcements about this Shabbos and what's coming up next week. In this week's Parsha, the Parsha begins with the Shemen Ma'or, the oil that was used for the menorah. And the Psukim describe a little bit of the halachos of how that oil is to be produced. Kasus l'ma'or. It has to be crushed l'ma'or for making light. The Hasidic Sfarim draw out from this language of the Torah an amazing idea, something that is so powerful, so important. And that is that there's an idea in Yiddishkeit, in Judaism, of kasus, of crushing. One is to crush oneself, crush the self. What does that mean? That means to recognize the greatness of the world, to recognize the greatness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the greatness of the Torah, and to recognize how lowly we are, we human beings, we imperfect creatures who make mistakes and have sinned and have haughtiness and midos, ra'os, and so many things that we need to correct. It's important. We need that reality check. However, kasus l'ma'or, we have to be so very careful, because as important as it is to have that reality check, to recognize that we are lowly and that there's Hashem and the Torah is so much greater than we are, but it has to be l'ma'or. We have to be so careful that crushing does not lead to atzvos, doesn't lead to a depression, doesn't lead to a sense of hopelessness. We have to push ourselves down for the sake of lifting ourselves up, to recognize the realities of our lowliness in order that we should be motivated to elevate ourselves. It's a careful, delicate balance, but it's so important. It's so easy for a person to focus on where they're lacking, to focus on the deficiencies, and to therefore throw up their hands and say, what will I ever accomplish? What will I ever become? And that is a terrible tragedy. That is not at all what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. He wants kasus l'ma'or. He wants us to crush only for the sake of creating light, to push ourselves down only for the sake of realizing the potential for growth, the potential for elevation, for rising up. That is an idea, and such an important idea, which applies to so many areas of life and in service of Kadosh Baruch Hu. Let me share with you now a few quick announcements for this Shabbos. This Shabbos, we want to thank our sponsors. We have a special Kiddush lined up for this Shabbos, a Super Bowl Kiddush with some tailgate items added to the menu, being sponsored by Mr. William and Dr. Sarah Lazarus in honor of the current loyal Bengals fans and in memory of Bengals season ticket holders, Alan Wolf and Ann and Jeff Lazarus Jr. We also want to thank Bob and Cynthia Rosen for sponsoring the Hashkama Kiddush in memory of Bob's uncle Moshe Binyamin Ben Leib. Shalashudas is also being sponsored by Rabbi Nassan and Etzi Kunin in celebration of winning the GMS Shalashudas chip contest. We thank them for that and for participating in the contest. It really added some fun to our Shalashudas. There's a lot of mazel tovs in the community, B'li and Hara. We want to wish a mazel tov to the Weinberg family, the upcoming marriage of their daughter Rivki, to Eliezer Mosensin B'shatov Mitzlachas. We want to wish a mazel tov to the Elias family on the ufruf of their son Yisrael Meir and his upcoming marriage to Shira Shulman B'shatov Mitzlachas. We want to wish a mazel tov to Rabbi Yehuda of the and Nechama Levi of the Kolel, and Rabbi David and Yidis Bidnik and family on the birth of a baby this week, Tzivia Levi. We also want to wish a mazel tov to David and Ann Alden and family on the engagement of their daughter Esther Alden to Yitzi Wise of Detroit. Last but certainly not least, we want to wish a mazel tov to our very own Andy Nadell. And we invite you all to join us as we celebrate his ufruf this Shabbos. This will be his last Shabbos in Cincinnati before the wedding, which will be Sunday, February the 20th in New York. And the Shabbos preceding next Shabbos, he will be in New York. So please join us as we celebrate his upcoming marriage, the Shabbos, with his ufruf Shabbos. We extend our condolences to the Penchel Yuga and Markin families on the passing of their grandfather, Mrs. Penchel Yuga, and siblings, grandfather Vladimir Markin. Other exciting announcements, many exciting things coming up this Shabbos and next week. The Youth Center grand opening is this weekend with a special program on Sunday morning, 10:45 to 12, for parents and the little ones to come enjoy some coffee and pastries and some arts and crafts for the little kids, with some arts and crafts to decorate the room, some arts and crafts to take home. Please come check out the space, see what it's all about, and enjoy that. In other exciting announcements, the OU Empowered Parenting Initiative is starting its next round of GGC Guiding Good Choices, a fantastic parenting workshop, a 5-week course, and I encourage all of you to participate in this very unique opportunity. I will be one of the facilitators in that group, and it's really a powerful program, something special. Please do not miss it. Last but certainly not least, 2 weeks from this Shabbos, our special guest, Rabbi Daniel Gladstein, will be visiting Cincinnati and spending Shabbos with us. Rabbi Gladstein is dynamic, charismatic, fantastic, and a huge Talmid Chacham with a tremendous amount of content to share. And please do not miss a single opportunity. It will be transformative. It'll be amazing, and you do not want to miss it. I wish all of you a very wonderful Shabbos.